Okay, so today is another important session in that whole process, and this will give one complete cycle. So with today's session, we will be finishing one complete cycle which I was speaking in day one. It is from the page user clicking the button, and it goes to the controller or whatever it is, the middle layer, Java, PHP, .NET, whatever it is. From the controller, it goes to another layers, the data access layers. Again, depending on the language you are using, the layers will be different. For PHP, it's different, and .NET it is different. So it goes to different layers. At the end of the layer, it hits the database. From the database, it fetches the value and returns back to the page. It is getting displayed. So this is one complete cycle of the web application. If you can know this and understand this completely, every step, then 80% you are there. You can handle any application you want. So if you have not listened or viewed or practiced even any of these things, then please go ahead, listen the videos once again and start practicing, because this set of session whichever I've taken so far, with today's session included, will give you 80%, will take you through 80% of whatever you need. The remaining 20% depends on the language which you are working on and the project you are working on. Otherwise, this is a complete flow of how a web application is going to work. So I'll first go over and finish this display part, then I'll do a detailed recap so that whoever has missed any of these sessions can listen this once again. Okay, so where did we stop? In the greeting controller, we call the DAO. In the DAO, we did a fetch of this query. We wrote a select query of joins, and we fetched that using prepared statement. We set it in a result set. We iterated. We added to a array list, address list. Address list is having user object. So far we did. Now from here it is returning back to the controller. Okay, to display it in the page, I said earlier that we will use dollar and name, that is EL, expression language. Now we have this list. To display a list, I'm going to use a different technique. So earlier we were returning a string. In all the methods, a string was returned. This string will be there as a JSP page inside WebINF and JSP, which will be loaded. How it is loaded? Using the application.property file. There it is, resources. Here it is. Here we will be specifying the prefix value, the string value, and the suffix value. So if I tell welcome, it is going to go inside WebINF JSP and welcome.jsp. It's going to search. For displaying the objects or the collection, I'm going to use another method provided by the Spring framework, which is the model and view. Which model means it is a data and view is a JSP. So earlier we used to have only the view, which is string, which is a JSP. Model I used to add as add attribute. Now without using this, I'm going to show one more way. So what I'll do, I'll initialize a model view and I'll give the page name here. Instead of returning in the page name as a welcome page, I'll give the page name here and I'll initialize this variable. I'll create an object of this class model view. This is a class holder for both model and view in the WebMVC framework. Note that these are entirely distinct. This class merely holds to make it okay. So this class merely holds both to make it possible for a controller to return both model and view in a single value. So both the model and the view. Model is the data. So I'm going to add the data here as add object. Whatever list I got here, I have printed here, right? And sysout, that is printing here. In the console, the same list I'm going to set as an object. I can name anything here. I'm just giving a name of result. Once this is done, I'll return back the model and view. The model and view is initialized with the view name, and it is also having the model value. So both page name and the data is available, I'll return to this page. Now in this JSP page, I am going to use something called as tag library, which is Java JSP tag library, or we call it as JSTL. JSTL. Not here. I have to go to documentation. So JavaScript is a component of the J2E framework web application platform. It extends the JSP specification by adding a tag library for JSP. Oh, here it is, using JSTL. So JSTL will just help you to print the values in the page using some simple codes like C for each. Otherwise, displaying the value will be tough for us. So to use that library, they have given here to include this. First, include this line in the JSP. So I have included it. First line I included tag library prefix C URI java.sun.com JSTL/core. So I included this. Once I included this, this will unlock all the tags which are available in the JSP. So JSP will, this is like a memory. If when I give this line, JSP will be aware of all the tags. Okay, I know what is C. I know what is C for each. So like that, it will understand. There are like lots of tags in the JSTL. You can go through that. I can show you core tag library, XML tags. C set, C input, H input, C set. Otherwise, we will be using this way, which is a traditional way. Okay, so this tag library you can go over in detail. So we have something as tag library. You can use it for iterating the values from the Java. Now, okay, after I have given this, it is very simple now. I give a for each, which is same like a Java for loop. For start value, condition checking, increment, the same way we give here the for each. And one second, I wanted to show something. Okay, one more thing I wanted to tell was in this, to use this JSTL in the pom.xml, you have to go the JSTL jar reference, so that this will download the jar and keep it in the Maven dependencies. There will be something called a JSTL jar. So JSTL 1.2 has downloaded. That is one thing, but I wanted to show something else. One second. So everything is there in the documentation. That's what I tell from day one. Do not depend on anything else. Just you have to learn how to use the documentation. That's all. You will get everything. You will get all answers in the documentation. Um, One second. I'll just find out. Okay, so I don't. Okay, I'll show you sometime later. In the documentation, I wanted to show. Okay, now this is the syntax for using the for each. We give the object which I set in the model dot add object. This is a collection actually, address list. This will have multiple lines. I'll use that here, and I'll give a temporary variable name, and I can use that variable name dot. What is this? This is an address object. So address is going to have address and address ID. So that variable temporary object dot address will give me access to the address. So let me try this. And if I run the code, it is going to first go fetch the data. I think it is done. It is done. So it has fetched the data. It has printed this value here, and it has printed the value number 20 19th Street, user 1, second address. Both are printed now. Okay, why it is not printing in next line? Because it is correct only. For each command dot address, I'll try to print one more from the address variable, from the address object. What is in the address object? Address ID. Let me print it. So command dot address ID.
Rajesh, this layer, the present one, is the middle layer, right?
Which one?
This one, what we are writing code here.
This is a UI layer.
Okay.
This was replaced by Angular.
Which one replaced by Angular?
This JSP.
That means, okay, the code. Okay, got you.
Till here it is valid. The Angular also needs till here. This data we will not set into the model, and we have to set in the model and send it if it is JSP. If it is API, we don't need to send in the set in the model.
Okay.
One second. The sun is.
Okay.
Okay, sorry for that. He keeps coming in the middle, and he
Okay.
asked me something.
Rajesh, my question here,
Yes.
you are telling something is replaced by Angular, right?
This one, this JSP, this is the presentation layer,
The
right?
code or the...
The file itself will not be there if you are going to use Angular. Instead of this, we will be developing separate. We have to give like ng new, and we have to write the code.
We can use those. You can use that code here, that Angular code here. That's what you are telling, or just...
We cannot copy that code and paste it in this folder.
Okay.
But what we can do is, from the Angular TS file, we can call this welcome URL.
Oh, gotcha. That means how this UI is going to integrate that Angular UI. That means that, for example, like Sublime Editor or something like that.
This will not have a UI. When you are going to use Angular is the UI.
Okay.
So here you will not write any UI. We need not write any JSP page itself. We can stop the code with here. After we get the result, just return the result. We wrote a a REST API controller, right?
Mhm.
Here it is.
Mhm. Mhm.
What I will do is the same method. I will okay. I will write one more API as get address. This is an API now. And get address is my input, can be anything. Here I will copy this piece of code, DB rules for item list. I will copy. I will paste it here, here, and I will just, okay, I have to inject. I'll copy this as well. And now I will return this list here. Instead of math, it is going to be list of address.
Okay.
I didn't write any new code. All I did was I copied the content from here. Correct? Just few lines of code I copied. I am pasting in the REST controller. I'll
Mhm.
tell why I'll tell you. And what is the input type? Get. Okay. I'll not have any request body. Okay. Now I will save it. I'll start this. I'll try to hit this URL in the browser.
Mhm.
Localhost 8080
Okay.
/ get address.
Okay. The one what we given in the code. Okay.
Yes. Okay. What is the error? Content type not supported. Okay. I will do request body. Then it is going to throw error. Not support. I have to use a ARC. I'll use ARC. Okay, so I'll do localhost 8080 instead of test API. I'll do this. Okay. Copy. Now, if I send, before sending, I want to set a JSON application / JSON. No. Yeah.
Just we are going to check that API is working or not.
Yes, yes. Now I'll show you. I'll show you that how the same method is returned and how we will use Angular.
My question here, Rajesh, not just how we are going to point the Angular.
Yes,
How
yes.
we are
That
going
is
to
fine.
mapping that Angular code
Yes,
here in the.
yes, yes. I'll show you that. Application.json. Okay, there should be one more which is missing here. I don't get a body. Okay, see here.
Okay, we got the response.
Same response we got here. We printed
Okay,
here, right?
just we checked in that any that UI that web
Just
API is working or not.
in
Okay, we got
here,
the response.
here also we got the same response. Correct? You have to now link both of these and understand. This is a this is called through an API. This is a web page.
Okay.
Okay, this one you cannot see. You cannot see it now. You cannot see this in a page now.
Yes.
We can just get as a JSON response. This is a JSONs.
Okay.
This is we have written a page to display it.
Okay.
If in future we want to integrate Angular, what we will do is, to whoever is developing the Angular, I will give this URL to him.
Okay.
If you want to fetch the address, you call this, you will be getting this data. You show it in the
Okay.
Angular page. That is how it is being integrated.
Okay. That means Angular have any that means where we are going to point in that Angular, Rajesh?
Okay, so you want to understand how is the Angular going to call this?
Yes.
Correct. Inside the
Yes. Yes.
Angular, we have a file, environment.ts file.
Okay.
In that file, we have
Mhm.
to mention the API
Oh,
endpoint.
now I got it. And then it's going to call here. Okay.
Correct. So it will call the endpoint wherever it is. So it will fetch the data and it is going to iterate. And Angular has its own nice way of showing the responses. Cool, like cool way. Not this JSP doesn't. This is a old traditional old way, so it doesn't have lots of new features. And it is, if we can integrate it, it's very tough. But Angular comes with lots of built-in features. Angular,
Okay.
React, Flutter, Vue. So not only Angular, all the latest web technologies comes with cool, nice looking UIs. So see
I'm clear,
how,
Rajesh.
yeah,
Gotcha.
that is how it works. And yeah, so now I have brought this data, I have set it here, and in the JSP, I'm doing a for each, and I print the address and address ID. Okay, why is the address ID not printed? I think I have to restart the server. And I will give a table here. I will do a table. In table, we have a row and we have two columns in the table. Yeah, it's displaying the number also now, 1 and 11. And I want to see the table. Why the table is not coming? Okay, so now it is displaying as a table. How it is table? We can give here border equal to 1. If I give border equal to 1, I will see a table border. I have to restart every time. Table border equal to 1. We never use these syntax nowadays. It is all replaced by the new web technologies. But even if the border doesn't come, but now you see that we are having we are getting the display and we are displaying in the page. We are getting the result and displaying in the page. So this covers the start to the end. One complete cycle is covered now.
Yes.
Here we have it. Border equal to 1. So this we can.
Started.
I'm sorry, there is a lot of disturbance.
Yes.
because they can't match and this are fake. I don't want to change the upload for family.
I hear a lot of disturbance, like background noise. Yeah, thank you. Um, so you can see that this is bringing the records from the database. So whatever I was telling from day one, this is what we were trying to achieve. For this only, we were going through all these concepts. So now, if I quickly write like what all we have gone through to achieve this. Okay. So what all I'll just a recap of what all we covered. We started the core Java main program. After we studied the main program, we saw about interface. Why did we study interface? Here, this is the reason. In DAO IMPL, we were implementing the IDAO methods and we were using multiple DAO methods and multiple service methods here, like Oracle, MySQL. So this is why we studied the interface. Okay, why did we study the main Java program? This is the reason. We had this Spring Boot start, not here, where it is, there is a main web content application. So this is a main program. So for this reason, we studied the main program. Then we studied about Maven. Maven. And where are we using the Maven? Here in the pom.xml, all the references, whatever we need, whatever jars external library we need, we are providing here. The Spring content and the Tomcat embedding, the MySQL connector, the servlets, JSTL, whatever we need, we are using. That is why we saw Maven. After that, we saw about log4j. Where are we using log4j? I think we have not implemented log4j here. We only did in the main program. But why did we do it? To log uh, the logging. Like, okay, actually we are logging it here. We are logging it here. These things can be logged in a file. That is why we were going through about the log4j. Then we went on with servlets. Okay, why did we go with servlets? Where are we using? This is a servlet. The controller which we are having now, this is a modified form of servlet. So we went through the servlet, and then I took up how to do filters in the servlet. If you remember, there is a filter which we have implemented here. Only for few transaction, if we want to restrict the URL, we use filter. We went through that. Then we started the Spring Boot. Why did we read Spring Boot? Because the application is built in Spring Boot. Here it is, the main program, and there is a configuration and there is a Spring Boot application. So we went through the Spring Boot. Then we started about Pojo, plain old Java objects. Are we using it? Yes, this is a Pojo. This is a Pojo. These are the Pojos. Okay. Then we went about the AOP. Are we using the AOP? Did we use AOP? Yes. This is AOP. We didn't write any logger inside any of the function. If you see DAO is not having any logger, of course this out can be removed. We don't have a logger, but automatically whenever a control goes to a method and control comes out of a method, it is getting printed. So we used AOP. After AOP, what did we go through? We went through the annotations. Okay. Are we using the annotation? Yes. Everywhere we are using the annotation, this at component, and then we went through the override. We went through DI and
I just you are
IOC.
giving recapping here what we did
Yes,
before.
yes, correct. I'm actually linking what all we studied so far.
Okay.
How are we using in the real-time web application which we developed? That's what I'm telling.
Okay.
Because we had studied about AOP, but now you should know why did we study AOP, where it is used, right? Without knowing where we have used, like studying, you will not be able to link it. So I'm just recapping and telling you, we studied an override. Where are we using it? Here we use it. We studied annotation of auto wire. We are using here auto wiring. So all the concepts, whatever we studied, I'm telling you where it is used in the live program. So that in future, if you read something, you can link. Okay, this was used in this program. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Next,
Rakesh.
yeah. So next after DI and IOC, we before going into database, anything else we saw? Yes, we saw a very important implementation of interfaces. Uh, Interface. Why do we need an interface? Why does a Java have an interface? The actual meaning of interface we saw in detail using 3 to 4 classes. Otherwise, like we need not have an interface, right? So we should know why are we having it in real time scenario. So we saw that interface, and then we went to database. We saw creation of tables, columns, primary keys, foreign keys, um, triggers, functions, stored procedures, views. So all those we went through. Joins, we have primary key, foreign key, uh, trigger, view, stored procedure, functions, joins, and views. Okay, views I said, till functions. Okay, that's all. And then index, joins. Okay, joins I mentioned. Joins, especially left join and right join. After this, we came back to JDBC, Java Database Connectivity. What is JDBC? How to connect from main program, and then integrating JDBC with Spring Boot. And in the middle, we saw something about before servlets. We saw web application structure, Tomcat installation, and installation and use, configuring these things we saw. Now coming back here, JDBC integrating JDBC with Spring Boot, and then JSP and JSTL basics we saw, and bringing and displaying the DB data in web page. So we have seen so far. We have seen these things so far. Okay.
Later you can tell the company. Yeah.
And we also saw something called Angular basics, CSS, JavaScript we saw, HTML we saw. So we have covered all these topics in detail. And also we went through REST service. We created a REST service. We consumed REST service through ARC. We consumed through ARC. So these part we went through. Any questions so far? Okay. Let us it then. So this covers the web application part. Let me open up the topics which I had. So the rest of the topics, anything small topics missed out, I will start from tomorrow. And yeah, Hibernate is there. I'll see. Thread is there. Threadings are all no problem. I can. Yeah, we saw about file input output. We saw um, how to write to a file. So where it is used, how can we use this is here I can provide an export option. Here I can provide export, and this data I can write into a file. That is where it is used. Whatever we read there initially, we can use it that way. So we saw the JDBC introduction, JDBC exceptions, steps to access. Yeah, we saw that in detail. Types of statement, prepared statement, callable and store procedures, functions, and JDBC metadata alone is pending. But I'll mark this. I have covered it. What is a web application? Yes, these are all I covered. What is software architecture, J2E, open sources, libraries, open sources, yes. How do we install web server? How to configure the web server ID, starting, stopping? Yes, we did. And servlet, how servlet lifecycle we went through. Advantage of servlet over CGI, I didn't go through. This one we went through. Understanding the lifecycle, servlet API, class hierarchy. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, we saw. Request.set attribute, those things. Response buffering. Servlet chaining, we didn't actually forward, right? Request dispatcher dot forward, we saw that one. How to include file in servlet response. How to include file? Yes. Request dispatcher, I gave example. We wrote the program. How to forward with and yes. Difference between forward and redirect. Yes, forward will forward to the page with the request and response. Redirect will just redirect to a page without any request and response. That is a very minor thing. That's not a big one. Servlet session management, it is not needed because no one uses it now. It is outdated. With Spring and Spring Boot and everyone have now migrated. Only like 20 plus years of old application only still is having servlet. So you will never 99.9% you will not use this. So instead of this, I'll see how can I take the session in the Spring Boot. This I'll make it as outdated. So I'll not cover this. I can cover this. It will be just a waste of. We can use the time efficiently in some other thing which is needed in the market now. So this one is not needed. Um, Servlet filtering. Yes, we saw what is a filter. Intercepting the filter. Hands-on filtering response. How filter chains configured. Yes, we saw the filters. That covers everything here. What is a servlet listener? Types of event listener. I will cover the listener, but not in servlet. I will cover in the Spring config listener. So this also I will mark as red. Again, because servlets are not used. So the reason I took servlet was you should understand the basics, but it is not. It is like the strange, the irony is that every one of us use Chrome, right? Chrome or Firefox, but you need a Explorer to download the Chrome. Without Explorer, Internet Explorer in a new machine, you can never download a Chrome. Assume you don't have any USB, you have only Explorer. The first thing we get when we get a Windows machine is we go to Internet Explorer only for one thing, to download Chrome. After that, we never go into the Explorer. So like that, you have to study the servlets to understand how Spring works. After that, you will never visit the servlets. That's the reason I took servlets for you. And JSP, yeah, JSP introduction. These are all theory. There'll be nothing big in it. You know what is JSP? Servlet is a server-side program. JSP is a UI, presentation layer. JSP lifecycle I can take, but again, it will not be of any use. Okay, I'll take tomorrow about JSP lifecycle. Types of JSP element, JSP scripting element, JSP implicit, how to form using. Okay, these are all I can take. Again, these are all not much used anywhere. Okay, I'll take JSP directive I took, and the page directive we imported today, the include directive. So this is covered. Server side Java Bean. Yeah, Pojo. Took about Pojo, IDE, need for Bean JSP that I'll take. So this will be covered. These are all minor things to be covered. JSP custom tags, JSTL, it goes JSTL. MVC, how MVC works. Yes, I covered initially. DOM, XML DOM. I gave basic about XML. I can explain the structure of XML. HTML, yes, I took a basic HTML. Angular JS, no. Angular JS is going out. There is no need to, because if you go to Angular JS is dead now. See, they are redirecting to Angular. Try the new Angular. If you can see here, this site and all of its content, if you are looking for the latest Angular, please visit angular.io. So this is old, you can see here Angular is now in long-term support mode, which means it will end in another, due to COVID, they have extended now. So another 1 year, they will provide support, I guess. Let's go and see. Version support status. On July 1, 2018, Angular JS entered a 3-year long support period, which will be due to COVID-19. The migrating from, since team are migrating from JS, we are extending the LTS base. So this until December 31 only the Angular JS is valid. After that, Angular JS will not provide any support. So there is no use in learning Angular JS until you are in such a old project which needs Angular JS. That case you can learn Angular JS. That too, there is nothing new to learn in it. It will be just a maintenance project. So when you go to such a project, you can get KT from it. But learning as in a training, learning Angular JS, I would not recommend because it is out of the world. It's going out by December 31, 2021, another 6 months. So that is out of, JavaScript I started. I can give some hands-on in it. Okay, Spring introduction, why Spring, coupling and type of Spring, detailed we saw, yes. IOC, Bean Factory implementation, yes. Need of dependency injection, yes. Spring Framework architecture, aspect oriented, I gave you. Advices, I gave you. And JDBC application, yes. MVC architecture, functional, yes. You saw. Spring Struts again. Struts is actually, it's almost dead, like 15 plus years old. Not many are using the struts now, but I don't know why should we give a if there is really a need we can go, otherwise I'll skip this for now. I'll not do Spring Struts Hibernate integration. Instead I'll do Spring and Struts Hibernate integration. I mean Spring Hibernate integration. That is in the latest. That is there. Uh, I'll do this one. I'll ignore this, and this I'll do. Struts I'll not do. Yes, when Spring MVC is there, no one goes to struts. It is same like servlet. It was servlet 2. We can call it as the next version of servlet. Okay, Spring Boot. Yes, I went on in detail. Spring Boot in detail. Microservices I'll not go through. It is a high-end concept for you. Detailed. Went through. Okay. So, okay, just wanted to, okay, here it is. Hibernate, DAO, yes, we will go through. Connectivity to Oracle 10G. I don't have a Oracle database, so I'll connect to MySQL, the open database. I'll check with the team if they have a Oracle DB connection. If they have, I can use that. Otherwise,
Rajesh, I think we covered a little bit on microservices, right?
no, I have not started. No, okay. I gave a very brief introduction on microservices. Like, no, I don't remember covering in deep. Did I?
I feel in the starting of the classes.
I think I answered to your question. I answered your
Yeah,
question
I
on
asked regarding microservices.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I answered you on microservices, but as a topic, I did not go through it.
Okay.
And yes, we will go over JDBC, DAO design pattern, why or design pattern itself is it's a big topic. So I'll try to cover persistence. This we'll go through why hibernate. Okay, why hibernate? Where does it fit? Okay, already I gave an answer to this one. Hibernate setup and flow. Yes, we will do step by step. We'll configure the hibernate. Dialects. Yes, one to one, one to many. I gave an intro of this. One to one to many to one. Web services. I touched on this. REST. I gave a detail. We developed the REST service. This is a REST. Whatever we saw now using ARC, we had a REST controller, right? So this is a REST service. We developed a REST service. And SOAP server, no. SOAP client, I just gave an overview of SOAP client. The web service, yeah, I think I covered all three, correct. Web service, I took a separate class, separate session I covered. JUnit, I'll cover. Mockito, I'll cover. Log4j in day one, I covered. Okay. So I think we are good. Major we have covered. Hibernate is pending. JSP, like few things which is needed. I'll only tell you whichever is needed for your career. I'll not go over everything. And then we have these util classes from Java. These are all minor thing. And this one thread, again, thread is it's a very important concept, but rarely used. Very important concept. And interface, yeah, in abstract class I have to tell. Okay, abstract I'll tell. Interface, type with hands. What is type with hands? I don't know. Maybe hands-on they are referring to. Interface versus inheritance among interfaces and polymorphism. I showed with the database example. This one we covered. This two among interface, inheritance among the interface and abstract. This I'll cover. Okay, switch we covered.